Now, thanks for coming back. Thanks for sticking it in with us. And this is going to be cool. We're going to get through this. It's going to be some fun. Okay?
What's
okay.
up?
Let's do it. So, I know I asked you before, stepping away, kind of like what made you really want to tap in and get into hip hop. Like I said, you could have done anything in the world, but
Like I wasn't blessed being like Mariah Carey. I just thought that that dream kind of, I could rap and stuff. That's when I was like, okay, I'm a rapper.
as we know, representation is so important. So who was it for you that you first saw on the TV screen when you was like, yeah, I'm definitely want to do this because she's killing it? Who was that for you?
Aaliyah. I watch music videos and I on the TV all day and learn her. That's when I wanted to be so. I can't like that. You realizing that females do more than just sing; they rap. So she's someone who I definitely grew up watching. Her outfits, her hairstyle, I love them all.
Yeah, I could see that in your performances. I was watching a couple of them as I was just doing my journalistic duties, and I was like, yeah, she's very reminiscent of Aaliyah. Like I could see her influence in your performances for sure.
Oh, thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. You're welcome. So let's talk Icy Girl before we get to everything else, because that's where it started for you. And of course, we all know that that is the sample record from Kaya, My Neck and My Back. Tell me, for that song, where were you in the state of mind in the world? Like, where were you before you wrote that record? Like, what inspired it?
Well, I was definitely trying to create a rap that inspired me to get through my day.
Mm-hmm.
It was something to just kind of just inspire me to keep going, to remain. That's why I started off saying "Stop, won't stop, get wild."
I won't stop, get quiet. Have you spoken to Kaya with this record? Has she reached out to you? It was like, thank you, like you killed it.
No, I haven't spoken yet.
Not yet. Do you want to speak with her?
I think it'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool too. Now with the now with that, I know I saw somewhere where he was like, yo, I wasn't doing that good during that time. Y'all don't even know. I was like broke. And I feel like people starting off, they constantly want that, especially with IG and social media, that instant gratification, that overnight success. Just talk to me about how important it is for the girls out there that's watching just to stick with it and just let them know exactly where you were and how broke were you.
And for like I was always breaking, so I always made enough for like groceries, gas, and rent. And I would like wait them like once a month. I always make sure I do it with a budget. I really, I really, I
Now, I do feel like with you, what a lot of people kind of know or don't know, you have a lot of famous people in your family. I feel like you were destined for greatness. From Gabrielle Union to, I was even told that your cousin is the producer of Beethoven. I feel like people don't know that. And I know you have a heavy sports influence in your family. Your grandfather, was it?
Yeah, he played for 49ers.
The 49ers, for football. And I mean, so with all of that, how did that influence your life? Just seeing these people that's adjacent to you hit stardom, and you're like, you know what? Yeah, did it have a huge influence on you?
I don't know. Like I didn't have the pleasure of growing up with them, like really. It was kind of different, but I always felt like whatever I put my mind to, I do. And every time I wanted to play a sport, I wanted to dance, I wanted to get something, I always got it. So once I put my mind to music, I just knew that it would take longer, but I knew that I would. So I'm just very grateful for the position I'm in.
Yes, 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 yes. And then you have High Maintenance, which
Mm-hmm.
which came out. A couple of records that I love is BAN that killed it. Good Good, which I heard that your grandmother liked, which I love that. And a fan favorite is 23.
Oh my God. Yeah, I love it. That's one of the most quick. I wrote that song like in 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
No, 30 minutes.
Oh, 30 minutes.
Yeah, like I open up my email sometimes. Like I open up my email before I go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Came on, and I just started like telling my story in my phone. It was so quick. By the time I looked, like a little bit of time passed, but I know that I really love it. I can just start writing.
Mm-hmm. We love that. You better let them know you write your shit, sis.
Girl, well, it's like I had the training of, not being discovered, developed. I had to like write my own car rap. That's what got me discovered. So I know that my pen is, good and discovered, and I'm.
Yes, yes. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen it come up. We've seen the rag from which riches, I guess you could say, even with the footage that you put out that he was rapping to J. Cole, which I love. And I saw it really for the first time in its entirety the other day. And I didn't know that at the time, because I was like, wait, I know that face when the camera panned over.
Mm-hmm.
And further investigation, you already talked about it, that was your ex-boyfriend, Keith Powers, the actor.
See, you done brought the tea to the tea part.
Tea to the tea party. Speaking of tea to the tea party, you were open about that. You were very open about that. But the fan favorite, like I said, was Team 23, that record on High Maintenance. And a lot of people thought that you were referencing Keith. And
Mm-hmm.
you told us we were wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You was like, go back to the drawing board. You got it all messed up.
Well, like I had to clear it up because, he was in a relationship, and well, he still is, and I respect that. So I like that the speculations are starting to pour over the light. So I felt like it was my duty out of respect for them to clear that up, because it was and then it was a snowball effect on y'all. Like, I wouldn't disrespect.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now you did force people to go and try to figure out who you was talking about. And
Mm-hmm.
some people thought, after further investigation on their end, that you were talking about Michael B. Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to clear that up and let the people know, are they spot on with that, or do they still need to go back to the drawing board?
I like to imagine beautiful music. Sure, that's with. I'm gonna just let y'all run with it. Wow. So.
Okay. Listen, I thought, I was like, you know what? We already had our chance to figure it out. So we listen, like you said, we're gonna leave it to the imagination. So you guys are still at the drawing board, y'all gonna have to stay there and figure that thing out. Now we talked about the inception of Saweetie. Let's talk about My Type, the hit.
Thank you.
I mean, it's one of the records that I felt that just took on a world of its own. People just gravitated to it today and beyond. Like, people have talked about it the minute it came out to a year later. Here we are still with My Type. If you care, just talk to me about where you were when you wrote that record.
My type. Trying to figure out, like, how do I wanted something party to, so I was trying to figure out what party to, what can be, what can I do. So it was for getting ready type of song. Just group walk to the club and club anthem. Thankful, anxious, and that's a place I wanted to have some.
Now, a lot of people love that record, of course, from your cousin Gabrielle Union. Now that I'm thinking about it, I do have to ask you about Beyonce, because we all saw that footage, and where Jay-Z snatched that phone out of homeboy's hand. that was such an iconic moment seeing you there between those two queens, and seeing you three together. And you know, that was during that time. Can you give us a little tidbit on what you and Beyonce was talking about? What she say to you? How did you feel? That was such a huge moment.
Well, they were amazing and they were inspiring, but what I will say, she's such a ball of and great energy. Honor to me. I grew up watching. I remember I spent like 5 hours learning the whole Survivor. I was definitely out of Beyonce growing up.
I have to ask you this. Did she know the record My Type? Did she say, at least did she give you a heads up? It was like, yo, you killing it, do your thing.
Yeah, she said she knew my music. That was something very satisfying. I was happy that she knows who I am and music is.
Yes. Okay, just a little bit on that. Did you know that guy, that phone was snatched? Was that part of your entourage, or was it just...
No, I didn't. I wasn't even aware that happened.
I saw you were kind of in your own world, focusing on your people, telling them, make sure you take this picture, please. So I love that. Talk to me about the women that you do want to work with, because we talked about Beyonce, and I was told that that was one of the women that you would love to work with. Since this is women in hip hop, who are some of the women in hip hop that you would love to collaborate with in the future?
I feel like the list is so long and everybody's doing their thing, so I picture different songs. So I'm happy. Cool is so, it's just, when we turn the radio, that playlist, like, work out into like go their own way, starting to become easy. I'm really excited about it.
You're excited about everyone. Okay. Let's talk about how excited we are. 2020. Here we are with Tap In. Let's tap in. Please tap into that and let me know. I wanted to play the record and dance a little bit, but please talk to me about that record, how that came into fruition, and you sampling another hit song, Too Short.
Well, I enjoy flipping my specialty, and I want something that not only up, but you can tap care about. So if it's voting, the song kind of so many different directions. I'm the pioneer, so I'm very excited. Trending on TikTok, Thriller. It's just very promising. Shout out to the team who's been working I can feel it.
Well, listen, you've been the quarantine queen. There's a lot of stuff that's been going on with you. You've dishing out a lot of great content with your videos and your music. And then you got Pretty Bitch Freestyle that you gifted us on your birthday.
Right. Well, it's my fans. I like to go straight through. So I wanted to tap Stitch car rap. Why I dropped the freestyle. Okay.
Yes. Talk to me about the fashions in that video. I feel like it's so synonymous to your Bay Area roots.
Definitely. Well, tomboy. And then my hairstyle, clothing. So it's a comfortable, cute tomboy with stuff.
Okay, hold on. I'm being told that my audio is pushing back your audio. That maybe if I throw some headphones, that'll help. So let me try that. Quick, so we can give your fans what they want, because they're like telling me to turn down the audio. It was like, no, she know your audio sucks. No, she went out and came back so we could do this for y'all again. So yes. I'm reading the comments. It was like, why she ain't telling her audio? I'm like, it was choppy earlier. We tried to fix it.
Hey.
Huh?
Is it working now?
It's still a little choppy. Hold on. Hello?
Hey, girl.
Hello. Okay. Was I choppy to you? Does that sound better, you guys?
Yeah, you sound good. You sound nice and clear.
Okay, good. I mean, you got better. It's work out better. Okay, great. Now with this, I have to talk about some of the lines that you put in Tap In that stood out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you already know where I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
go with a couple of these? I feel like the one that stood out the most
I like one.
was the you bitches pussy stank because y'all drink too much soda.
Oh my gosh, I think it's important that we educate women on balance. You know, it's crazy. You know, a lot of things in sexual education is in high school, but they don't teach us about the pom pom. You gotta teach them. Like girls is out here washing their whole coochies with soap. You can't do that. It's a fly away for me saying to the ladies, "Hey, baby, drink your water."
Mm-hmm. Water is important. Water is essential. Who was it for you that? Because I do feel like it's weird. Because I mean, we're women, and when we were going to school, a couple of my homegirls, I felt like sometimes they didn't have that type of structure at home that kind of taught them things like that. You know, unfortunately. So it's good to know that they could tap into your record and get a little, and get educated.
Sweetie loves to inspire. She loves to twerk, and Sweetie loves to educate. So I had to educate them on the pom poms.
The phones. We love that. And talk to us about pretty bitch music. I know you talked about it standing for something now because you were so motivated by Tupac. So if you can, let the people know about bitch and what it really means to stand for.
Well, bitch, like it means boss, it means independent, and then CEO because I run my own, and then H is for hyphy because I'm from the Bay.
Of course, of course. Now I've seen a fan page of yours that posted the track list. Is there an official track list that's out there?
The kids have fun. No, I ain't post no track list. It was cute though.
It
I
was.
liked it. I like when my fans get creative. I like their own words, their own graphics, their own videos. Like I live for it. So I'm happy that my fan pages, you know, are trying to predict what pretty bitch music will be all about.
Is there any truth to that track list? I've seen a feature with Doja Cat. I've seen a feature with Roddy Rich, and those are the only two features I saw. I was like, well, at least let me ask her, is those true?
Well, you know, you guys will get the features when I post the track list, bro. You already tried to get me before with 23, girl. You ain't about to get
Your media training is impeccable, sis.
everything. Training. So shout out to US. Spot on.
Hey, I love that. Okay, so no, can you say that there are features on there without telling us who?
Definitely. You
It
know,
is.
I've been in a box for a while because I feel like all my records are my babies, but
Mm-hmm.
that certain artists can bring certain tracks to life. So I like this to, you know, fruition with this new project.
Okay. Okay. Now, let me ask you about your baby, your Quavo.
Mm-hmm.
How influential is he when it comes to you picking songs, getting in the studio, and making music? Do you run stuff by him? Does he help with the process?
Girl, I run stuff by Saweetie, girl, because Saweetie,
Oh,
oh, and she runs her own shit. So, I feel like he does motivate me though. I can't.
okay.
He makes me want to come hard because I know that it's
Hmm.
not good. He's gonna be like, come on. So I always make sure that I give 100% because I don't want to hear his mouth.
We see that with some of the greats. It's funny because I was watching you with a live with Fat Joe, and I thought he asked a very good question with just women like yourself coming into the game, starting off single, and then dating someone that's in the limelight as well. And you said that you were a bit, apprehensive at first because you wanted to essentially just you're starting off, so it's like let me shine. I'm here.
Mhm.
Um, what made you kind of just say, what, this is who I want to be with, and it doesn't matter? Because women in hip hop, I feel like it is hard for us to kind of just date, whether it be within the culture or outside of the culture, because they want us to be single and appeal to the masses. So what was it that made you say, I'm going to go public with this?
We were just going to too many events, and it doesn't. We can stand by each other in the party, the fashion show, the whatever anyway. So why not just come in together? But I do admit it was scary because for women, they like to put body counts on us. They like to spread rumors, and they like to attach negative things because we're just living life, we're falling in love, or we're going on dates. So it's unfortunate that men get praised for dating women, especially popping women, but women kind of get a negative, association when we decide to date. But dating is normal, and I felt like, it's just time. I mean, how many separate entrances can we make? So
How many separate interests can we make? No,
right.
but that's real though. I'm glad you shared that, because I even shared that before years ago, and I said it's still something I'm still trying to navigate with, because these people, you work so closely with them, they're your colleagues, so it's quite natural for you to find them attractive or want to date, but it's very much a double standard when it comes to women in this culture. So for sure.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to that as well, I saw something with Imash and Tiana Taylor,
Mm-hmm.
and they were talking. It's funny because you mentioned like body count, so it was funny, and I loved it. I loved it so much. And let me know if you agree with them. Tiana was saying that before they got together, they said, they kept it real with each other as far as like who they dated prior to. Do you feel like that's something that's important to do in a relationship, to kind of keep it real with each other? Or do you just feel like it's not the person's business, that it's just us, this is what we're doing, and whoever I dealt with in the past is none of your business?
I feel like it's none of their business until it becomes serious. And
Mm.
the reason why I feel like, and I'm speaking from a public figure standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
because I feel, um, when I don't know how to describe. I feel like it's appropriate when you're allowing your partner to know, hey, we're going to be around so and so tonight. This is our history, out of respect, because you don't want someone who you dealt with pulling a fast one on your current situation. So I definitely feel like it's a gray topic type of conversation and action, but I definitely feel like it's important to, inform your partner if you are going to be if you're going to be around someone you've had history with, because you don't want, I wouldn't want to be, and I'm pretty sure he wouldn't want to be, chopping it up, he, ha, 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 someone, used to be, dealing with. So that's my take on that.
Yeah. I think that's a good take, and I agree with you. Let me know. Don't have me out here looking crazy. That's always been my thing.
Exactly.
Always been my thing. Because if I'm getting some side eyes from Shorty and I don't know where it's coming from, like, just let me know.
Exactly.
Now, another thing that's popular in the headlines when it comes to couples is, of course, the Will and Jada and the whole entanglement shit. Now, let's just say, because you and Quavo are doing amazing right now. Do you agree with entanglements? It's like, you guys don't break up, but y'all could take a break and see other people? Or do you think it's best to just go your separate ways?
I've never dealt with that situation, so I feel like I'd be giving non-expert advice. So
You said you can't even really touch on that because you never been in one.
yeah, I'm not an expert on that. So I definitely love how transparent they are.
Yeah.
It's great to see Black love work through real problems. So shout out to them for, disclosing that information, because honestly, it wasn't none of our business.
Yeah, I was actually shocked that they put it out there. But I
Mm,
guess, by Jada having a platform and her talking to other people about their shit, she like, well, my shit is out. Let me not be a hypocrite. But
right.
I don't look at it like it was cheating. I look at it like they formed their own agreement, and
Mhm.
that's just, what it is. So yeah, you're right. Kudos to them for that. But lastly, when it comes to you and Mr. Quavo, do you feel like you are in love?
Of course, girl, I've been with the boy for like 2 years now. Just playing feetsies over here. So, you know, um, Yeah, and you know, he's taught me a lot about love. I've taught him a lot about love. So, love is, you know, a big part of our relationship. And I feel like if it wasn't that, then we wouldn't be here today.
Okay. If he was asked to marry you today, would you say yes?
You know, y'all been asking me that. So y'all,
Really?
yeah, I've been getting that left and right. That's not up to me. That's up to him. So take it up with Mr. Huncho.
I know that's right. Yes, Huncho. Yes, Huncho. Now, when it comes to, I want to end this with some questions, a little rundown questions. I call my confessionals.
Mhm.
Just so people get to know Saweetie better.
Mhm.
Tell me, when it comes to quarantining, what has been the biggest thing you learned about yourself during quarantine?
The biggest thing that I've learned about myself in quarantine is that I am truly a early bird. And I used
Mm.
to be a late bird. I used to love sleeping in, but when I'm able to get up and have like a majority of my day be in the sunlight, I prefer that rather than working into the dark. So I get up like around 7, 8 a.m. every day now.
Mm. Early bird, that's what you learn.
Early ass bird. Yep.
What's the last book Saweetie has read?
Actually, I just downloaded the Side Hustle Bible by Sophia Amoroso. She wrote the Girl Boss book. So shout out to her. She brought me on her podcast when she was having her experiences. So I always love reading books from women who are talking about hustling, who are talking about
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurship, you know, running a business. I like tapping into other women's heads. So I really appreciate the gems that they share through their book. I, I can't stand taking showers after people. I need to go shower when it's nice, cold, and fresh. Like I my childhood, me and my cousins would have to take showers back to back to back, and I hate getting into a shower and it's already hot and you feel like their dirt is everywhere.
You know what? And that steam be causing a scent too from the last person.
I need a fresh shower.
Are you a bit of a germaphobe, would you say?
I'm a big germaphobe. So all of these quarantine safety precautions, your girl been taking that. So
You said you been social distancing.
I
You ain't need this.
I've been sanitizing, I've been in the crib, I've been through all. So you know what? Yeah, stay your asses at home and wear a mask because I'm trying to be outside for when pretty bitch music comes out and y'all are stopping me from shining in the club.
Wear your damn mask, people. Wear your mask. Best advice you've gotten from your mom. Best advice.
The best advice, if you ain't gonna do it right the first time, don't do it at all. And
Mm.
I'm just now starting to understand that because you know sometimes you go through a whole day of content, and if you're not giving it your 100%, and if your partner who you're sending the content to, and if they don't like it, you have to reshoot it. So definitely giving it your all the first time so that you don't have to repeat it because you know time is money and we ain't trying to waste no time.
Time is money. We ain't trying to waste no time. I know that's right. Now, everyone knows that your mom is Filipino. I love that. Um, and I heard you say how it's so different from your African American side with your dad and your mom, the Asian side.
Mm.
How was it when your mom first heard your music? What was the song and what was her reaction? Explain that.
It was Icy Girl, and crazy because she heard it in her, I think her Pilates class or her, it was one of her classes, and it was a big class. The lady played my song. After she walks up to the lady and she goes, "Hey, do you know my daughter?" And the lady's kind of like, "Girl, what are you talking about?" And she was like, "You just played her song." And she was like, "What song was it?" And she was like, "Icy Girl." She was like, "No, but I'm a big fan and I love her song." So I felt like it kind of took my mom to kind of see my support
Mm.
around her without, you know, me just sending it to her and make her realize, okay, you know, her girl is up to something.
Oh, and you preferred it that way? I wonder why you didn't let her hear it from you first.
Because you know she's Asian, tiger mom, wanted me to have a safe job, which I completely understand because you know a lot of people don't know that my mama was an immigrant. So it's like she knows what it feels like to struggle, and she didn't want me going through the same struggle. So she's like, "Girl, you just got a college education. Why are you trying to rap?" But she
Mm.
saw me, you know, work hard, and she saw it pay off. So now she's a full blown supporter because she knows that I ain't stressed. no bills.
I know that's right. What about your father? What was the best advice you've gotten from your dad that everybody loves on social media, by the way?
So that's so crazy. I don't know what he gives me gems left and right. He a OG, so I can't really pinpoint nothing. But every time I got an issue, he's always like, he just keeps it so he's so blunt. He's been like that since I was a kid. You know, I used to think he was mean, but he's just a really blunt person.
Mm,
I'm trying to swim through my thoughts and think of something he said to me, but just keeping it real. Like my dad keeps it real. So I think, sometimes, I'm a little too blunt, but it's just like I always need to be transparent with people.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Now, where was he when he first heard your music? Did you play it for him, or did he have to hear it out there in the streets too?
No, my dad was the first person that ever heard me rap.
Wow. Explain that moment.
I remember walking into his room with my little notepad, and I was like, "Hey, I wrote a rap." Go ahead. So yeah, I remember he would make me rap for all his friends. So he's been a supporter from day one because my dad is just cool. Like he kind of just goes with the flow and he supports whatever I do. So same with my mom as well. But
Yeah.
always had that best friend partner father-daughter relationship.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I love how you love your family. I love how you love your auntie too. Like I don't have any kids, but I love, being an auntie. I feel like that should be an auntie day.
Yeah, it should be an auntie day. Aunties are God's angels, and you guys are like the unofficial big sisters.
For sure, for sure. I've been just texting my auntie. I'm sorry, my auntie, my niece Tori, letting her know I got your back no matter what, boo.
Sisters we never had.
Absolutely. Now, the biggest misconception about Sweetie, what is that?
Um, I think that I'm a girly girl because I'm really not. uh,
Mm.
yeah, I
Icy
grew
girl, pretty bitch music.
a girl. I mean, I'm a pretty girl. I can't. God just, he went,
Bless you, baby.
he went like this. So, God, sugar, spice, and everything nice. But like growing up, like it was never like I always wanted to be on the yard with the boys. I always would be climbing trees. My legs are so banged up, but I don't care because I call them my battle wounds. Um, People like see me play sports. They see me, get down with the boys. They're kind of surprised, but it's just like I was a little boy. So like, yeah, I know how to put myself together, but don't let me put some cleats on because I'm running routes.
She said, I'm running routes. I feel like that's probably why a lot of guys, I feel like back in the day, especially in the 90s, which I know you love the 90s, I know the guys loved that back in the day. The Aaliyah look, the baggy clothes, the tank top, the Brad, TLC, like all of that was normal back then to
Right,
be the tomboy.
right, definitely. Yeah, my style is so versatile, but if it came down to it, I got them on right now. I love me some basketball shorts. I love
Let me see what you got. Show us, sweetie. So let me see what you got.
just big chilling in the crib right now. But I t-shirts, basketball shorts, give me some fly socks and some Nike ones, and I'm good to go.
You good to go. Good. Now I know people usually ask like your top five favorite female rappers. I don't want to ask that question because I feel like I've heard you answer that before. Even though for me it constantly changes.
Mm-hmm.
It changes for the men as well. But hip hop is always evolving, especially in 2019. There was such a resurgence of female hip hop. It was 7 female acts that went into the top 100. And hold on, and you were one of the 7. It was you, Megan, Cardi, City Girls, Iggy, Nicki Minaj. I believe I named them all. And so for me, it's always been like Little Kim, Foxy,
Mm-hmm.
Eve, Left Eye, uh, or Missy Elliott. And then I called my brother not too long. I was like, I think I want to take out such and such and put Nicki. But like it's just always changing. So
Mm-hmm.
for you, what who and what was your top 5 favorite female hip hop albums that you listened to that stood out?
Wow. Um, Off rip, Lil Kim.
Mm-hmm.
or hardcore. It was called hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
I know a dude named Jimmy used to run like
Hit me and Ribby.
but I did.
It felt fast, especially when he used to grind it.
Oh my gosh, her energy on the whole thing. I felt like I was, a little New York girl listening to that. She definitely took me into her world.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely that. I love. Oh my gosh, Trina's still the baddest. Oh my gosh, ooh, that has slaps on it. Hot Commodity was on it. Look back at me. Look, oh, girl, that's my function. I'm running to the garage, and whoever I see first, they getting broke. So that, Lauryn Hill, my mom loved Lauryn Hill growing up. The meditation of Lauryn Hill, like, it's therapy. The music is therapy. It's soul therapy. Who else? I love Foxy too. I forgot what the album is called, but she's in the dark, like in the dark blue backdrop with the black tank top. Which one is that one called?
Il Nana?
Yeah, Il Nana.
Il Nana?
Brain fart. So yeah.
It's okay. Unless it's Broken Silence. You want to talk about Broken Silence?
I mean, they're
I think it's
all,
Il Nana. Il Nana.
And then there's so much more. But I'm looking at your backdrop, and I gotta. She is one of my favorites. She's a Cancer girl. Super Duper Fly by Missy Elliott.
Bam!
Oh, yes, Missy. That's someone who I want to work with. You know what? It's crazy because when I talk nasty, I always tell people I'm always talk nasty like Missy. Like, it's gonna be either funny, it's gonna be quirky. It's not just gonna be, super X-rated. But I'm gonna give y'all nasty, but I'm gonna give it to y'all. Always just like she be cutting and it be sounding like music to my ears. I'm like, how she do that?
Missy nasty as fuck. Okay.
Love me some Missy. It's Cancer girls.
Cancer's girl, get it in. Listen, Missy's pussy don't fail me now. Gotta turn a nigga out.
I feel it and the music not playing. Matter of fact, I'm gonna slap that as soon as we get off this interview.
Me too, sis. Me too. Now it's funny you mentioned Missy because I saw you in the studio recently with Timbaland. Mm-hmm.
Timbaland, you know what? I really appreciate people who give me knowledge. Like, I'm like a sponge, and I love to learn because I have so much, room to grow. I have a lot of room for improvement. So I just be trying to soak up as much game as possible. And he's definitely, just a great mentor in the studio. And he's the one that produced Back to the Streets. So, yeah, so that's why it sounds like that. And I can't wait to hear it because at the end, I begged him to play some keys. I'm like, Tim, I know what you did with Missy. I know what you did. Just do it for me real quick.
Right.
So he put, seasoned it. So I can't wait for y'all to hear Back to the Streets because it's a vibe.
Back to the Streets. So that's definitely gonna be on Pretty Bitch music.
It is definitely making the project.
Absolutely, as it should. Now I'm gonna quote him. He said about you, Timbaland, his own words, said she's a superstar. When I work with her, she knows what she wants. She reminds me of Missy. She knows how she sounds and she knows what's best to do because she thinks about the video. She's very smart. She is the next one to be on another level. How does it feel to hear that?
When I was talking about Missy and you segued Tim, I wanted to say that, but I like to keep, those gems in private. But the fact that you just shared it, girl, I don't know what he said, girl, because when he told me that, it just, it really touched my heart. And it's just like, okay, I'm doing something right. Because to say that,
yeah.
I was just grateful. So we're going to continue to work. And I'm super excited to get back in the studio with you.
Yes, yes. I mean, we love your modesty, but girl, that's a hell of a cosign. Fucking Timbaland.
Oh, I know.
I had to put that out there. I was like, "Ooh, that's a good quote. Let me screenshot that and read it to her."
I just always feel it's weird to talk about stuff or talk about things people say about me, but hey, girl.
Absolutely. See, at least I had to read that. You ain't tell us how much Beyonce loved you, which I'm sure it was more to her saying she knows that she loved my type. But one day you'll let us know everything the queen said about you, girl. But that's another beautiful cosign.
Definitely.
So we hope to see you and Missy, you know, work together as well in the future. Like you said, that's a dream collaboration for you. And Timbaland gave the amazing cosign. Now I will have to ask this question because it just popped in my head. We're talking about Timbaland. If you had to do a versus with anybody, would you want to be in versus? And if so, who would you like to be up against?
Girl,
it's not really a battle.
Girl, I ain't got no catalog like that, so I would even play myself. Give me 1 or 2 years. Then talk about some verses because I do got some slaps on the way. I know that's right.
Well, listen, this has been amazing. One thing I love though about you, just when I was watching like past interviews, you are so very like you're, and I know with everything's going on, it's one thing today, but you're so very open, you're so very energetic, and your personality is so like bubbly. So I feel like I just wanted to let you know that, just so you know, when you do feel like you're in a slump or you in a mood, just know that God got you. You're gonna be all right, and don't forget who you are. Don't forget.
Oh, God is super important, and praying definitely keeps me sane. It keeps me from cussing people out on social media. So I thank God every day.
Keep from cussing out. I hear that. Now, last question. When it's all said and done, you know, we talked about some of these amazing women back here on the wall, and a lot of these women started off their careers over 20 years ago. So when it comes to you, let's say 20 years from now, in the future, how does Saweetie want to be remembered?
Saweetie wants to be remembered as a mogul because I love my music. Oh, girl. I'm back. Hey,
okay.
girl.
Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey.
Tell me your slow battery. Siri, I hear you, girl. Just give me a second. I can see myself being a mogul because I love making music, but I'm a businesswoman. My grandmother is one of my role models, and just seeing all that money in her purse, her handle her business meetings, her being fly, like I could definitely see myself having several streams of income. So music, fashion, beauty, film, philanthropy, are definitely, you know, things that kind of support my vision. So when it comes down to it, I hope that when they talk about me, they not only talking about, you know, my number ones. They're talking about things that, you know, I gave to the world in fashion and beauty. And, you know, I just filed for my papers for my charity organization. So once we get that ball rolling, just giving back as well. I would love to give back. So those are the things that I can see myself succeeding in. And I'm excited to see where, you know, this journey goes.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Now let us know, when is it coming out? When is the album coming out? Do we have an official date?
This fall, girl, this fall. I want to give y'all the date, but I really hate when I give a date and then it's because, you know, a lot of people don't know. It's flexible now because we're not printing out the CDs and shipping them off. So dates can be flexible. They can change. And I ain't trying to lie to you, girl. I don't like lying.
Okay, me neither, child.
When we get that date, if I talk to you before it releases, if we cross paths for some reason, I will let you know.
You're going to let us know. You're going to give Vibe Magazine the exclusive.
I can do. Yeah, girl.
Well,
beat girl, so
well, listen, well, we appreciate you taking the time to kicking it with us here at Vibe, and we appreciate your team. They have been amazing to work with behind the scenes, and shout out to RJ for facilitating this and everybody else. Say it again.
I love RJ.
Yes, yes, I love him too, actually. So shout out to him and everybody on your team, and we can't wait for Pretty Bitch Music and continue to do your thing.
Thank you.